Hello, I'm Gary Minter. I was born in Chicago and grew up in the area. Went to Glenbard West High School, studied science. I went to Duke University in North Carolina, studied zoology and world religions, had a double major. Got married, had a family, lived in Roanoke, Virginia, Southwest Virginia for a while. And I had different jobs. I was in local politics, elected to the County Board of Supervisors for a 4-year term. I was executive director of a nonprofit grassroots community organization called the Roanoke Neighborhood Alliance, which helped poor people. And we did an anti-crime program. And I also started a newspaper called the Valley Observer, the Roanoke Valley Observer. And then I went to China in let's see, it would have been March 11th, 2004. And I didn't have a job or anything. I'd met some people from China when I was running for Congress. I was running as a libertarian because I was against the war, against the invasion of Iraq. That was in 2002. And I started having some very bizarre health symptoms. I started having insomnia, nightmares, fevers, dizziness, shortness of breath, or some really strange things. And I didn't know what it was. So for the next 2 years, I didn't know what to do. I stayed with friends for a while. And then I moved into a motel, the Super 8 Motel in Raleigh. And it was all right. You know, I was paying $60 a night, and I had a retirement, I had a 401k, I had money. I had about $40,000. But by the end of the time, about 2 years, I'd used up all my money. Everything, including my state retirement. So I was broke. I had 38 cents. I had nothing. And my cousin, Kathy, up in Bethesda, who works for the World Bank, said, why don't you come up and visit us, you know, for a while. So I came up to Bethesda, and I used to come visit them anyway before that. So I stayed with them a few months, still trying to recover, trying to get better. I applied for disability also earlier, and but nobody could diagnose what was wrong. One day I was at McDonald's and I met a guy who had this green vest on, and we just started talking, and he had the newspaper, and I said, well, what is that? You know, I was curious. And he said, it's Street Sense, it's a paper for the homeless. And I said, well, could I look at it? And I said, yeah. I said, sure. I looked at it, and you know, I bought a paper, and he said, why don't you try selling it? And I said, well, I'm homeless, why not? So I went there and got my vest and my badge and my 10 free papers, and I started selling. And I really enjoyed it because it brought me out of my shell. I felt better. I felt happier. I felt more energetic. I met a lot of nice people doing it. So I've been doing it for a year. And the main difference it's made to me is it gave me a much better attitude about life, more positive about myself, knowing, hey, I've been through some rough times, but I can pull myself, you know, with my own effort up. So I've been not just selling this, I've also made it a point to visit all the social service agencies in this area, including Maryland and Virginia, Northern Virginia. I've been to all of them, and just to see what they're like. But mainly, it's not the money. I believe people need to read this paper and learn what life is like for homeless and poor people.